So in this video, we have a woman who tried shooting her shot at a guy she was interested in, and let's just say that it didn't go the way she was hoping it would.
So I've totally been shooting my shot and failing. So today I was driving and I look to my right and I'm like, okay, that guy's kind of cute. And then he looks at me and then I look at him and then I look away and then he looks away and then I look back and he's looking. So I was like, okay, there's something going on here. So I roll down my window and he rolls down his window and I'm like, hey. And he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm just like, are you single? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, cool, you should take my number down. And then he just stares at me and I just stare at him. And then I'm like, if you want to. And he's like, well, yeah, maybe another time. I was like, yeah, next time I see you at this light for sure. And he's like, bet. And then we just drive off. I'm just like, that was so awkward. I hate shooting my shot. I'm never doing it again. Ever. Never.
Yeah, look at welcome to being a man, man. This is the stuff that a lot of men go through when it comes to asking women out, right? It's always that fear of rejection, and as a man, that if you've never dealt with rejection, then you probably haven't asked enough women out, right? Because it's just something that typical men just go through, right? It's just in order to get the things that we want, we gotta take these risks. And for her, look at the dude was just probably just not interested. I mean, if you in the comment sections, people were talking about how maybe he was in a relationship or whatever. Me personally, I was like, maybe he's just not interested. Like, I think when guys try to reject girls, I think guys try to be very nice about it because they don't really want to hurt a woman's feelings. So they try to do it gently, as opposed to women sometimes, where they just give you that nasty look and they'll reject you in the worst ways. But for guys, they try to do it in the most gentle way possible. And for him, he was just like, yeah, he probably didn't know what to say, but he just probably was not into her. Also, another thing is, some guys are just not into females, shooting their shot or asking them out, right? It's something that, some guys are turned off by that because they typically that's a masculine thing to do. It's something that men do, and they're turned off by that. Something, not say all men, but some guys are just like that, and they'd rather probably a woman show interest. Like for me, it's like if a woman is maybe smiles or maybe engages in conversation, I'm gonna take that as a sign, like, okay, maybe she's interested. Let me engage in the conversation further, and then eventually ask her out, right? And that's how I like it. But in his situation, I don't think it was a bad thing, because the way she did the question she just asked for an exchange of numbers, because look, they had a stoplight, they're driving a car, so it's really hard to engage in serious conversation. So she just said, hey, maybe you should take my number down, which is not bad at all. But me personally, he's just probably not that interested. I mean, a lot of people in the comments were talking about how the dude was probably white, and she kind of answers this question in the next video.
So for those of you that were watching my last video, it wasn't a black man, but again, I got curved, so I don't know what he was. He could have been mixed. He definitely wasn't just straight white. I don't know. Could have been Hispanic. I'm not really sure, to be honest. We're at a damn stoplight, okay? Cut me some swag. But anyway.
And you know what? A lot of people were right. They was like, I bet you it was a white dude. It wasn't a black guy. Because I'll tell you this, though. Black guys, I think if it was a black dude, he'd have been like, all right, let me take the number. Black dudes they'll take the number down and see, what it looks like. But maybe, non-black dudes are like, maybe just not interested. So the fact that she said, yeah, it wasn't a black guy. Let me see if I heard that correctly.
So for those of you that were watching my last video, it wasn't a black man. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't a black dude. So a lot of people in the comment sections were right, because they were like, it's probably a white dude or something like that. So she kind of confirmed that. So and that's the case, because if it was a black dude, I'm pretty sure he'd probably be like, all right, give me the number, and then we'll see where it goes, right? I mean, a lot of black dudes, they're not gonna say no to a lot of things. So it's interesting that she actually answered that question. So she's also going to talk about how she went on a date and some guy, I think stood her up or something like that. So let's hear what she got to say, and then I'll share my thoughts.
But again, I got curved, so I don't know what he was. He could have been mixed. He definitely wasn't just straight white. I don't know. Could have been Hispanic. I'm not really sure, to be honest. We're at a damn stoplight, okay? Cut me some swag. But anyways, story about the black man, okay? So I was supposed to go on a date with the black guy recently. Super my type, really attractive, good conversation, Pisces like me, so that was amazing. Okay, so we were supposed to meet at 4, but I was running a little late. I was gonna be fashionably late, 10 minutes. But then he sends me a text and he's like, okay, I'll be there at 4:20. I'm like, okay, that's perfect. So I tell him when I'm on my way, and then I get there at 4:21. And so he texts me at like, I think it was like maybe 4:10, saying that he was just now on his way. So I was like, okay, cool. He's going to be a little bit later than 4:20, whatever. So I'm waiting and waiting. And then he says that he's almost here at like 4:39. So I'm like, okay, probably like 5 more minutes, right? Okay, cool. I'll wait. And mind you, we're going to get sushi. And I don't know what it is, but I have to tell you all my sushi stories. Like anything that involves sushi is clear, like it's gonna weed him out. Like I don't know what it is, but I really want some sushi, and that's so sad. Like for the life of me, I can't get sushi, and I've been trying to get sushi. Like I don't know. Anyways, whole different story for another day. But so I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and finally at like, let's see, 4:50, I'm like, are you okay? Because mind you, he had said that he was pulling up, so I figured like 5 minutes. How are you still pulling up like 20 minutes later? Like that's crazy. So I said, are you okay? And he didn't answer within like 5 minutes, which to me was like enough time. So I left. I was like, this is a long time. Like we were supposed to originally meet at 4. So I was like, all right, whatever. I feel like I'm gonna leave because it's not making sense. So I left, and then he tells me that he's pulling up now, and that was at like 5:10. But I'd already left by this time, so I didn't respond. So then he finally says he's here at like 5:30. And then he starts calling me and calling me. And so I just texted him, I was like, hey, I left.
Look at man. Like me personally, like you shouldn't be wasting anybody's time, right? On either side, man. Because I try to value people's time, and if you got something scheduled for like 4:20, right? Man, the most of the time I'll give you like 10 minutes, right? But if you're gonna be on like 15, 20, then an hour, okay, you bugging, right? Like this is a joke now. I'm not waiting no hour for anybody. Right? So the dude is wrong on that end because you shouldn't be making anybody wait that long, you know. But yeah, it's just if you're getting like maybe 10 minutes late and you communicating with that person, because some girls will do that. Like guys will be waiting and then you trying to get in contact with them, and then it's just time is passing. It's like clearly you're not respecting that person's time, right? But if you're talking about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour, then clearly you don't care. You clearly don't care about that person's time. You're not serious. So yeah, I'd have left. I'd have left long. I wouldn't even have waited that long. I'd have been like, yeah, I'm out, gone, right? So let's finish up what she got to say.
And he keeps calling me and calling me and calling me and calling me and calling me. I ended up just blocking him because I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like that's hella disrespectful. And I feel like I'm super sweet. I'll be patient. I can be understanding. But like communicate with me. Like he ended up leaving me a voicemail saying that something happened with work or whatever, which I can respect that. Like things happen. But like don't tell me you're here or you're pulling up. You're not even here. Like that's black people shit. Like we be saying we're outside and we still in the bed. So it's just like, I get it, but like first date, first time meeting you, like I feel like that's setting the tone for how the relationship would be, you know? Or what do you think? Like what I do wrong now? Tell me what I did, please. So for those of you that
I'm not on that time, man. I respect people's time. If I say I'm gonna be there at some time, maybe I'll be like 5-10 minutes late. But like I'm pretty good when it comes to time. I respect people's time, and I'm on time. Like I don't like to waste people's time. So yeah, like and no one should be wasting anyone's time. If you say you're gonna be there at a certain time, if you're gonna be late, obviously stay in communication. Just let them know, right? But yeah, overall, like I said, man, when it comes to this whole rejection stuff, asking people out. Look at man, me personally, like I'd rather be the person asking someone out. If a woman is going to, if she's going to show interest, smile, engage in conversation, that's cool. I think more women need to do that because there's a lot of guys that just, they're not even trying to ask girls out anymore because they just done with it. They just not, for them, it's not even worth it. All right. But for a lot of guys that's still in the game, they rather, do the pursuing and at least just smile if you're interested, right? Smile, engage in conversation. That's it, right? So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share. And if you haven't done so, then make sure to subscribe. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.